Hi there, it's Alan here, and I'm back in my electronics cave, and I'm starting work on upgrading my pink triangle D2A converter. The first upgrade I'm going to work on is probably the biggest upgrade you can make to any of these pink triangle D2A converters, and it's basically to replace the audio stage power supply here. Now let me explain why that's quite such a big deal. This section of circuitry that we're looking at here is actually the analog filter stage that comes after the single bit D2A converter, and it's all based around two operational amplifiers here. In this case, they're Brown OPA 604 devices, which are a pretty good op amp even today by today's standards. They're kind of up there with some of the best. But actually, the thing that's not quite so good on these is actually how they're powered. This is an extremely sensitive filter stage, and for that you need an extremely good power supply. And actually, the power supplies used in these are pretty basic LM317 and LM337 kind of ancient regulators designed in the 1980s. Now, they're not bad, but they are rather susceptible to mains noise. And when you look a bit closer, okay, there's an awful lot of smoothing capacitors in this thing, but the actual power supply that powers this stage is really incredibly basic. It's two transformers, a couple of bridge rectifiers, and a bunch of capacitors, nothing more than that. And that means that there's going to be a whole stack of analog noise that makes its way through to the power supply lines on these OPA 604 pink triangle, on these OPA 604 op amps. So pink triangle themselves actually designed around this problem, because actually this is the basic version of this power supply. And they've designed this so that this entire module here, the power supply module here, can be removed and replaced with a link that links this to Pink Triangle's famous battery power supply for this unit. So they know themselves that actually this power supply is really quite important, and the battery power supply unit was an incredible upgrade. Problem is that they're really not available anymore and the batteries have died, and that actually there's also significant problems with the design of those units in their own right anyway. Batteries actually aren't a great power supply for anything really. So what I'm looking to do is I'm looking to replace this unit here and build an external power supply that will duplicate the functionality of that battery power supply, but hopefully up it a level. And I've got part way through doing that already. I've designed a replacement board here that will pop in directly in place of this one once it's all finished. And external power supply boards here, I need two of these because I need a total of 4 24 volt supplies for this, and those, once they're all finished, will hopefully significantly upgrade this power supply, and I'll explain more about that in my next video. But for now, I need to get on with completing it and installing it.